I can? All right. Good job. You got it.
What if I told you that you could live in a world where you were happy, you had most of the things that you needed and wanted on a daily basis, you were relaxed, in other words, you didn't feel overly stressed all the time, and you were engaged. You had something meaningful and enjoyable to work on during your days. I bet you would say, yeah, being happy, relaxed, and engaged sounds like a good life to me. That's the life I would want. And in fact, that is the kind of life that many of us are pursuing for ourselves and others on a daily basis. Everything we do at Upstate Caring Partners for our services with people with intellectual and developmental disabilities is focused towards creating a world where they have a chance to be happy, relaxed, and engaged. One of the ways that we do this is to create a higher quality of life for individuals by teaching them practical skills that they will need to be happy and joyful in the world. Skills that support joyful participation in their own interest. Skills that help build meaningful connections to their environment. Skills that help them connect to their families, their caregivers, and in the communities in which they live. When we do this, when we get individuals to a place where they're happy, relaxed, and engaged, we find that most of the time they begin to open up. They begin to want to expand their world, learn new things, and to grow as individuals. Most importantly, they learn to be empowered.
You take a seat.
Well, it all started when I was little, and my cousin took his dart out, old dart, and he just floored it out of nowhere, and then turned the curve, right, and then kept on going. I mean, you go out back of his barn, all the way out in the woods, he had cars from every year you can name, 70s and up.
When we first started doing counseling, we used to color cars and just did a ton of coloring sheets. And then we moved into the model cars. But really the coloring sheets was what started the passion, or when I saw Chris's passion for cars.
Thank you. If I understand it right, it's time for lunch.
Right.
Yeah.
You have a good day.
Thank you, too.
Chris was referred to our program almost 13 years ago. At that point, he was engaging in some pretty significant behaviors out in his school district program, including aggression, elopement, and self-injurious behavior. The more we got to know Chris, the better we understood his passion for cars and the automotive industry.
Here at Upstate Caring Partners, we have something called a PAYS Lab that allows us to work on vocational skills with our students here to build upon their interests, so that way one day they are able to take them into a workplace.
The PAYS Lab really focuses on two areas for our students when they enter that lab. Interest, or what do they enjoy, and aptitude, what are they good at? As Chris progressed through our program, we realized that he had the capacity to be successful in an auto shop. And luckily, we were able to pursue an internship at Master Vito Hyundai here in Utica.
Chris is very curious when he's here about just all of the different jobs that are happening throughout the shop. He'll go through each technician and see what they're doing, why they're doing it, you know, what kind of car it is, what motor it is, what size you're using on different bolts. He loves to just learn all of the parts of the vehicle.
Chris has the ability to stay focused on a job, which really, really is important to efficiency in a shop, and his strong focus and effort, I think, will allow him to maximize his efficiencies in the future. You know, everyone brings a little bit something different to the table that helps us understand each other a little bit more, and it helps us grow as an organization and as a team.
Chris is getting close to graduating. Our hope is he continues down this amazing path that he's been on to work in the automotive industry. What we found is that is really his HRE. That's what makes him happy, relaxed, and engaged. He knows what his passion is, and he knows the type of community that he wants to be around when he's in the workplace. We see this as a career that he can continue to grow in and continue to feel pride around and really enjoy this aspect of his life.
Early on in my tenure, I was amazed at the progress some of the individuals were having in our children's programs and wanted to learn more about it. Although we had limited clinical resources at the time, seeing the change in some of the kids we supported was undeniable. The UCP clinical team, led by Dr. Eric Jacobson, and our leading consultant, Dr. Hanley, were presenting our children's model at a local college, and thankfully in layman's terms that I could understand. At the end of the presentation, I challenged our team with a simple question. If we can do this with kids, can we do this with the adults in our programs that have moderate to severe disabilities? Since that time, our clinical team continues to make great progress with children and adults. Under the leadership of Dr. Eric Jacobson and Dr. Mara Vanderzeel, we have made significant investments in our clinical program. We now have one of the best and largest groups of board-certified behavior analysts in the state. And some of the early results for adults are just as promising as those for the children we support. The switch to this improved clinical model has been challenging, and by no means do we feel that we've arrived. There has been and will be continued learning along the way. As in any evidence-based practice, the hope is what we learn will help inform our clinical practices and improve outcomes for the people we support. In that vein, we are committed to sharing this learning and progress with others so the field can benefit from our experiences. There still is remarkably little research available for those that present with the most challenging disabilities. The reality is that robust clinical models are expensive to deliver, but we are committed to seeking resources so that we can sustain the great progress and share it with others. We face significant challenges through COVID and continue to feel the effects of the staffing crisis. However, the success you see with individuals gaining greater independence and joy in their lives have been life-changing. Through sharing resources and successes with partners in the community, such as hospitals and other caregiving organizations, our team and approach has proven its value. All of this gives me great hope for the future and even greater excitement and commitment for what more we can accomplish, and most importantly, what the people we support can accomplish.